Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our monthly workshop. Tonight it's on stress and its effects. And we are a small group tonight, but it's awesome. And I am so excited about this one because we have been talking about going global for so long, and tonight we actually are going to be putting that into practice because our guest speaker her name is Chetna. And she's from India. She is a certified BioTouch practitioner, among other things. She has a business, Circle of Positivity. She blogs. She does other techniques, counsels, and we are just thrilled to have her here tonight to be our guest speaker. So, without further ado, Chetna.
All right.
Drum roll, applause.
Drum roll.
Okay, so I'm really super excited to be here because, this is just awesome. I'm sitting in a whole different country, different continent, and I can talk to all of you all and be part of the BioTouch Foundation at this distance. So this is just awesome. To give you a little bit about what I do, I help people deal with pain. So I use BioTouch to tackle the physical issues. I run a chakra healing program, which is meditative healing, to help them battle the emotional stuff that comes up during the course of, many of those sessions. And then I do coaching. I life coach them into changing certain habits so that they can then start living a normal or more efficient life. I won't say normal, but more efficient life. So what I do is I try to create a circle of healing for them, which goes straight from the physical through the emotional to the mental, so that when they finish their programs, they're in a space of feeling holistically different. Right? So this is some of the things that I do, and in the process, I work with a lot of people who battle anxiety, who battle stress, who battle depression. In India right now, it's just amazing how many people are battling or get up and say, I have anxiety. I don't know how bad it is out there, but out here it's almost as if someone getting up and saying, oh, I have the flu today. It's everyone's just dealing with it, right? Right. Okay, I lost you guys.
No, you're there.
Oh, I'm back. Okay.
You're back.
So I have a few very simple ways of dealing with stress and helping all these clients of mine deal with stress, right? One of the first things that I do with them is to recognize what is the cause of that stress, or what is the emotion. So a lot of times stress is nothing but feeling a lack of control. And it could be a lack of control because you're pushed into a situation that you don't want to be in and you don't know how to get out. So a lack of control. A lack of control because someone's doing something that you can't, stop, or you can't walk away from. A lack of control. Something's going to happen in your life and it's not going to be exactly how you want it to be. That's the lack of control, right? So it can be anything from reaching late to work, stuck in traffic, and you're sitting there palpitating, or you're getting all anxious and stressed out because, oh my God, I can't control the fact that I'm not, at what time will I reach work, and then I can't control the consequences beyond that. Similarly, say you're in a relationship, and I don't know, one of the people screws up, and then they're like, oh my God, now how do I set things right? And then that lack of control on how the other person is going to react. So a lot of times stress is about the external situations and we internalize it. So when you're working with somebody with stress, or even with your own self, one of the most important things to do is to first differentiate that for them. Make them realize that what they're dealing with, the situation may not be in their control, or may be in their control, but not the way they're trying to go towards it. And move towards the internal space and figure out what exactly are they feeling in that given situation, right? So few of the things that I do with them is I get them to identify what they are feeling. And usually it is some form of fear. Whether it's anxiousness, stress, lack of control, it's all some form of fear. Now, one of the things important things to remember with fear is it's not an enemy. It's a very useful emotion of mine. And, like happiness or like feeling calm or like feeling joy, I can use this emotion if I understand it and if I use it to my benefit. It has two purposes. One is to protect me from something, save me from something, and two is to make me push my limits, break through something, overcome something, right? If I'm standing on the 6th floor or the 8th floor of a building ready to jump, my fear is going to tell me, don't be a fool, you're going to die. And that's true because I'm committing suicide. But if I'm standing on a bridge that is 430 meters high and I've got the bungee rope and I've got all the precautions in place, then the fear that's coming up is more about push through this fear and, overcome this challenge. You are safe, you can do this. Right? So that's essentially what happens with fear. But when you are in that stressed out state, all you want to do is control how things are going to happen. You want to be in charge. So sometimes with stress, you need to realize, what exactly do I want rather than what I don't want? Identify that fear and then deal with it. Makes sense so far? Everybody with me?
Yes.
It's too heavy. Tell me if you need to ask questions. Just go for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I pull on. So fear that's one emotion. Another emotion that crops up with stress is anger. Now, again, one is the negative emotions, but anger also has its own purpose. Anger allows me to put my boundaries in place. When somebody does something to upset me or anger me, it teaches me what I don't like, and it allows me to place a boundary at that space. So if somebody is getting angry and irritated, say someone's stuck in traffic, they're going to be late to work. One is they're feeling fear because they have to face the consequences. And two, they're angry because the wife or the mother or the maid or whoever at home screwed up their breakfast and, didn't have clothes ready or whatever, and something got completely messed up at the last minute. It's again a lack of control. But what are you angry at? Are you angry because you didn't organize stuff well enough? Do you need to work on yourself? Are you angry because the other people who were involved didn't help you and support you enough? And is this something that happens continuously? Remember that when someone gets stressed, there's something that is happening continuously. It's a trigger that is leveling up. Yeah, it isn't usually something that's just come up and gone. A one-off situation is you feel anger, you feel fear, you feel irritated, you calm down and it's over. But when you get stressed, it's possibly something that has been happening over and over again. Now, any of these emotions, whether it's fear, whether it's anger, anxiousness, feeling sad, whatever it is, if it goes on for a longer time, it's going to come out in some kind of physical symptom. Right? Like I'll give you an example of a very close friend who, so in India, you have something known as arranged marriages, right? It's a lot like matchmaking, but out here it's a lot stricter. The couple meets 2-3 times, the family meets, and then they decide, okay, let's just do this. Right? It's very traditional. There's no testing ground, and there's no how much can I do to really piss him off, or how much can I do to really make her throw something at me. None of us, right? You see. So I had a friend whose parents were looking for a spouse for her, and this went on for 3 or 4 years because she just couldn't wrap her head around it. And every time that she would have to meet somebody, whether it was someone that she had agreed to meet, someone that she liked, whatever it was, she'd start having, severe stomach issues. Whether it was indigestion, allergies, she just couldn't deal with it. So much so that right now, it's been about 9 years, she's been battling irritable bowel syndrome for 9 years. It just became something so chronic, you know. So that's something that can happen. Another person that I know, and I meet a lot of people like this who come up saying, I have migraines, and their migraines are severe. Like they can have them down for a whole day. They can't move, right? Everything, shut everything, leave me alone, put that blanket on your head, and just let me be, right? Whenever I asked people with migraines, what exactly is going on with you? What is it that you're running towards? And they say that, as we get talking, what comes out is that they're being very judgmental towards themselves. They're running for something that should be perfect. And when something is not ideal, something is not exactly how they would like it to be, when they can't deal with that, they trigger off a space of judgment that says, you're not good enough, you can't do this, you'll never complete this. And the judgment then triggers a pain that shoots up. Now, I know that this may seem very simplistic and it's not always this black and white. These are just some general, instances that I've faced. And, in the course of talking with the people, these are the emotional bits or the mental bits that come out, which I can then deal with. But a lot of times, stress will push out in some form of a physical illness. One of the most common ones that we have out here is stress diabetes, which is level 2 diabetes, right? It's completely curable, but it's related to stress, and it comes up because of bad lifestyle. Now, that means you're not walking or doing any exercise, you're eating erratically, you're eating all the wrong foods. Now, these are the physical traits. When I ask these guys, what's going on with you? Why is it that you can't, stay for 30 minutes and do some form of exercise, take out an hour for yourself? Why is it that you're eating at the wrong times? And why is it that you're then binging and eating the wrong things? And it turns out that, oh my God, my life is so stressed, I have to get to work, I work 18 hours a day, I have no time for myself, I have to take care of the home, I have so much to do in my life, my mom is sick, someone else is sick, I'm taking care of everyone. So it's a whole bunch of things that toss their life around. And if you just look at the emotional cause of diabetes, it's usually a lack of sweetness in their life. So the stress that they're feeling emotionally and mentally is also that, a lack of sweetness in their life. There's nothing that's joyful. And they're unable to do anything for themselves. So a lot of times you'll find that stress results in these kind of physical issues. It's always a good thing to ask your client, ask whoever it is that you are helping, what is going on in your life. And I kid you not, when you're doing BioTouch, you get to the shoulder points, all the truth will just come mumbling out. Well, who's off at that point? But they're very shocked the minute you touch the shoulders. It's like, I'll give you anything at that point. So think about this when you're dealing with someone who has stress. Think about it even when you get stressed. What is actually bothering me? And instead of saying what you don't want, try to think about what do you like, what do you want in that situation. And many times it's just exactly the opposite of I don't want. I don't want to be late. Well, I would like to be on time. How can I make it happen? Something as simple as that sometimes helps the person breathe easy, right? So that's about stress. Anyone has any questions at this point? Are we all okay? Are we all with me?
We're with you.
Yeah, we're with you.
Okay. So I'm gonna go forward and teach you a couple of techniques that I do with. The first one I use with people who battle anxiety, and I've seen it stop a panic attack in 10 minutes. I've seen it get them to switch from that space of intense fear, intense stress, and actually move on to doing something, even if it meant allowing themselves to rest. Right? It's called clearing the space. And it's pretty simple actually. We can try it if you would like. What you do is you identify what is on your mind. You identify what you are going through, but you identify down to a single emotion, to a single word, right? And then you take a deep breath and you just say, I'm parking it aside, choosing to focus on what's on hand. And what that does is the minute you identify a particular emotion, the brain, the limbic system suddenly knows what to do with it. A lot of times when you're stressing and saying, I don't want this and I don't want that, oh my God, what am I going to do? Your limbic system can't understand those words. All it knows is that you are stressed and is throwing those signals out constantly. And hence there's no way to break free from it. Right? But the minute you identify something that's going on, it's just like the body goes whoosh. Something just calms down. Right? Now, this is something that I also do with my clients before I start a session, because a lot of times when people come in, especially in Bombay, it's mad traffic outside, it's hot, they're all walking in fluster completely. So this is something that I do before I start a session with them, because it just allows them to center themselves, ground themselves, and be present with me. Right? So I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna show it to you, and then we can possibly go around the room, and each person can try it. Yeah. What we do is I'm gonna talk about, say, what is on my mind. Literally, just something that's on my mind, and I'm gonna identify what it's feeling like, and I'm gonna park that emotion aside. Right? I'm clearing my space, so I'm trying to empty my mind of all the stuff that's in there. Yeah. So. One of the things that's on my mind is that I have a packed day today. It's back to back from now all the way till 6:30 in the evening, and I'm just trying to figure if I can manage it all. So what I'm feeling right now is a little bit of anxiousness and a little bit of restlessness. Right? Am I going to manage it all? Is the worry in my head? Okay, so worry is the right word. As I speak, I get that, and I know that's what I'm feeling, right? So all I'm going to do is closing my eyes, taking a deep breath, and saying, I'm parking this worry aside. I'm choosing to center myself, and I'm going to move on just fine, one at a time. And I'm back, and that's what it is. And I can ramble on a list of anything that's on my mind. Sometimes it's 3 to 4 things. But what I essentially did was I identified something, I parked it aside, and I said what I would like to do right now. Right? Mm-hmm. So maybe we can go around the room and try this. Yeah? If you can start, I don't know, if anyone can start. Who'd like to go?
I'll start.
Okay, go for it.
So yesterday was the 1-month anniversary of my dad's death, and today my cousin died, and my uncle is in hospice right now. So as soon as you started talking, I identified grief and pain, and I already did it while you were talking. So I identified grief and pain, and then
Nice.
I took a big breath, and then I was like, whew, okay.
Yeah.
So definitely works.
Excellent. And this will help you. I do it sometimes 4 or 5 times in a day. I had a client who battles extreme anxiety, which means paralyzed for 72 hours, can't move. And she's currently directing a play which starts tonight. And she messages me yesterday saying there's so much going on at home. My mom's sick, my sister's sick, this play is coming up, I have a 1-year-old baby, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And I just reminded her, I said, just clear your space 5 times in a day. And she said, damn it, that's the tool. And she went through a day. She did everything.
There you go.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, so fellas.
Anybody else want to try it?
I think, I'm thinking about I have a really packed day tomorrow. I'm a psychotherapist, so I'm seeing more people than I normally do. And so what I start doing the day before or the evening before or right now is like, oh, how am I going to do that? I'm going to be so tired. How am I going to, when am I going to get a break? I've got to make my food because I won't have time to go get anything. And so it's just this stupid. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Okay, so stupid is judgment. You don't want to judge, right? Yeah, so don't get into judgment.
Okay.
But what is it that you're feeling? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling restless? What are you feeling?
A little anxious, really.
Nice.
And fearful, maybe, that I won't
Okay.
have the energy.
Okay? So just take a deep breath and park the anxiousness and the fearfulness aside.
That's nice.
Yeah? You think you can get through tomorrow now?
Yes.
This is going to happen now.
That's very nice.
Yeah, this is something that you can do even in the morning, do it in between the sessions, because I know what you're saying. Because when you're dealing with people and they're sitting there stressing and you're trying to get them through something, and especially moments of stress, they're mostly panicking.
Yes.
They're not willing to listen. Everything's all over the place.
Yes.
You really need to pull them down and say, okay, hold on. What are you feeling?
Right.
Right? And then things start to move.
Right.
Yeah? Anyone else who? Yeah.
I envy you being able to do the touching while you're working with people. I think that would be real helpful.
Yeah, you can. You can absolutely do that. And that just gets them to settle down. And I have a client who speaks really fast. Yeah, I have to tell her, we have punctuation marks. They're called full stop and comma. Slow down. And a lot of times, I'll just get her to do this, and I'll get her to sit and I'll do the shoulder points. That's it. That's all I do. And suddenly, every sentence is out in slow motion. It's just so much easier.
Interesting.
Yeah? So it works beautifully.
Thank you.
Right? Anyone else wants to try this? Give this a shot.
Anybody else?
Actually, we have to sort of go on to do the
Okay.
points, so
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we're good with this one. That's one of the techniques that was there for you guys. The other really simple one is just take a paper and pen, and like I said, write down what you want in that situation instead of what you don't want. And make sure that it's in the affirmative, because the brain does not understand words like don't, can't, not. It's harder for it. So if you just write down a single positive statement of what you want, you can latch onto that and then go into constructive thinking. Right?
Yeah.
So key things that happened here, identify the emotion that you are feeling so that you break out of that spiral of stress, clear your space, and identify what you would want in that situation.
Yeah.
Right? That's essentially what these 3 bits are. So I hope you had a good time, and I hope the talk was helpful. It definitely was really nice to do this from your own Skype.
Yeah.
We've recorded it, so I'm going to see you guys later, and you guys have a really nice workshop from here.
Thank you, Chetna.
perfect. Thank you, Chetna.
Thank you.
All right, that was Chetna, and here we go. We'll finish this up.
She is so cool, isn't she?
She is cool.
So what's her actual title?